am the mother of 4 boys, and of course that's what makes me the fighter that I am. If you can imagine raising 4 boys. I was a stay-at-home mom most of the time too, so it was always a challenge for me. But all 4 of my boys attended and graduated public schools in Lugoff, South Carolina, where we live. And I have to disagree with Amy on the fact that she's the only one with a stake in this. All of my boys attended public schools, and that's what motivated me to start the nonprofit organization, South Carolina Parents Involved in Education, because I was a very involved parent, and that gave me a stake in the game. In fact, I almost feel like I sacrificed my children on the altar of education policy, because if I had to do it over again, I probably would have pulled my kids out of public education, because I have some horror stories to tell you, personal stories of what happened to my children, because I left them in public school so that I could fight for education policy for all children. You know, during my battles while my children were in school, because I left them in there, because I knew if I took them out, my voice would be stifled. People wouldn't take me seriously if they understood that I was a homeschool parent, because back in those days, you weren't taken credibly. If you tried to fight public policy issues on education, if your children weren't attending public school. Well, my oldest son now, who is an electrical engineer, graduated Clemson University, to my dismay, has walked away from his faith. He no longer believes the creation story of Genesis because of what he learned in science. He doubts what the Bible has to say because of what he learned. He believes in man-made global warming because of what he learned in public education. The foundation which was laid in K-12 public education. I didn't teach my children that. I taught them my values, the values that my parents taught me. My father was a strong conservative, and he raised me to love our country. My son now argues with me about whether America is great. I didn't raise my son that way. So I had a stake in this game. I had a stake to fight for our country, for the values that I was raised with, the values that I taught my children that were stolen from me and stolen from the next generation of my family through public education. And that's why I'm in this fight. I'm in this fight to preserve the values of this country that our founding fathers fought and died for. And that's why I'm running for superintendent of education.